Hey there, in today's video we're going to talk about treadmill running, the pros and the cons. I make this video because, well, I have a small injury and the way back to rehab is via the treadmill. I've divided the video into pros and cons, but of course some of the pros are also the cons, so it's just the flip side of the same coin. So yeah, there'll be a little bit of that. I don't know how long this video will be, but there'll be chapter markers down below, so you can skip on through the bits you might be interested in. Let's get going. I mentioned I have an injury. One of the great things about the treadmill is it can soften the impact. No hard rocks, turns, curbs, just simple, smooth, somewhat accommodating underfoot. And yeah, I need that. One of the great things of the treadmill is assessing your running form. Because there's so little variables, you can concentrate on your arm position, height, crossing, all that sort of stuff. Obviously what your legs are doing in relation to the terrain, you can do all that. There's usually a mirror. I'm using the camera. I get the camera at the back. Much easier to assess your form on the treadmill than it is out running in the park trying to film with a GoPro. Not always perfect because you can't match the outside, but yeah, it's good for running form. It's also really good for running filming. Again, if I wanted to see how I reacted to a certain type of shoe, I can drop a low camera at the back of the treadmill and look at what I'm doing, which is pretty much how people assess in store. There's a great consistency on the treadmill. You can run at exactly the same speed, you can ramp it up, you can ramp it down, but you can make it consistent if, for instance, you want to make a video like this, or for whatever reason, you just want a constant pace or a constant gradient, you can make it consistent, or you can randomize it. It's convenient. A lot of people have a treadmill in their house, it's probably main treadmill runners, or if you're in a strange city and don't want to go running places you don't know, could use a treadmill in the hotel. The weather, well, you can escape it, which is one of the reasons I expect many people use the treadmill to get inside out of inclement weather, either too hot or too cold. You can watch YouTube videos, or if you're not the brightest, you can try and make them. Where's anybody watching this video on the treadmill? The treadmill can add an air of safety. You're indoors in known conditions. Probably unlikely to be any bad actors, apart from the audience. And yeah, that is a considerable benefit. You never have to run in the dark, turn on the lights. I love running in the dark, but it's really not for everybody, and there is a safety risk associated. You can avoid predatory animals like, well, cougars. Well, that's like Jim Lee, isn't it? You can avoid all that urban traffic, the bikes, the cars, the buses. You can avoid all that. They're unlikely to hit you in here. Maybe a drone. Someone flies a drone in the window. If you watch my previous videos, you'll know I don't like carrying fuel. So it's all here. Very easily done. Now this is not for me, but it might be for you at home. You could run commando. Yeah, you could just take it all off, run to your heart's content. But for me, what I can do is I can take off the glasses. I don't. I mean, I can just about read what's going there. Certainly can't read any notes. Can't read anything, but you could, in relative safety. I don't barefoot run, but I'm working on a video about it. This might be a great place to start. At least I won't get tacks and stones in my feet. Of course, I might slip off the treadmill with all the sweat. It's very easy to plan a time, a gradient, a distance on the treadmill, and you can increase or decrease them really pretty easily. I don't have to go looking for a hill. There's one built in. On the treadmill, I always know the terrain. I'm advised not to run hills for the moment, so yeah, flat running all the way today. But it's knowable. If I do want to run on hills or randomize it, I can do all that. The point is, it's really easy to control when you're running. On a treadmill, I can stop anytime. I had to do it a few times making the video, but yeah, I can stop anytime. Whereas when I'm out running, hurt my knee, I was miles away from home, I didn't have a mask, it was COVID, so I thought, well, I might as well run home. 20 yards from the door, didn't even pop. So yeah, on the treadmill, things are getting a bit hairy, you can stop. The treadmill's great for getting lost in thought. Completely lost, or lost in the script, or lost generally. You can just listen to your pods run at a consistent pace and yeah, let it all wash over you. So what are the cons? Well, the most obvious one is the sweat. Indoors, no air movement. There's actually a little fan on this treadmill, there's nowhere near, won't do anything. It's a mild day, yeah, 40 minutes in. Yeah, it's flowing, but I like that. Big con, repetitive strain. You're always using the same muscles in the same direction. And yes, you can vary the shoes, the stack height, to drop all that. But you're not going around any turns. You're not having to make sudden changes. And yeah, you're only exercising a limited set of muscles. Flip side of that is, of course, if you've injured some of them, as I have, it's a good way of avoiding some of them. Another disadvantage is the lack of a downhill function on most treadmills. I've heard they've existed, but I've never seen one, never run on one. And if there is, I doubt there's a great angle on them. So yeah, lack of downhills, particularly as my next marathon is slightly downhill, might be difficult. I'm inside, not outside, enjoying the beautiful Irish summer, or if I was anywhere else, you don't get to go outside and enjoy the weather, good and bad. I mentioned the Pro is good running form. I'm looking at a GoPro, so I'm trying to keep my head up level, which is really good for running form. What's bad for running form is what I usually do, which is looking at all the dials, looking at a video, looking down. Not very good for you. Must bring a mount with the iPhone next time. Watch videos that way. Of course, the treadmill costs money. Someone's got to pay for all this, or pay for all this, or you know, you can rent it. I mean, I'm at the gym at the university at the moment, but it could be that you buy one from home. But the rest of the time, you can just get a simple pair of shoes, lace them up, and off you go. Not that I ever do getting a simple pair of shoes when 50 will do. And with all this comes an environmental cost, which I think is probably the most important downside in one sense, and there's always upsides and downsides, but yeah, there's an environmental cost. There's motors, there's electricity, there's CO2, ignoring the money side. Yeah, so that has to be factored in. My my dear dad, who was much bigger than me, I'm not going to scale model my dad. He was on a treadmill in Nigeria quite some years ago when there was a power failure, and he rammed right into the front. Just as he was sort of picking himself up and setting himself down, generator kicked in, and he was whoosh, flung off the back. So yeah, you need a stable power connection on your treadmill. I don't know if it's true, but I imagine the shoes last longer on the treadmill. There's very little grit, very little abrasion. Yeah, but then you're going to have to get the treadmill, aren't you? Yin and yang. One of the problems with the treadmill is it's hard to do sprints and get into long strides. Any small mistake in those speeds and you're going backwards. And yeah, or you're hitting off to avoid that. Anytime I ramp up the speed, I'm banging off the front here. And the problem is that you can't work on letting your stride. Now what I do suspect, I only suspect this, no evidence, I suspect it's really good if you're trying to increase your cadence. It would be a really good way of controlling speed and getting the cadence up. Not a problem I usually have, but yeah, I think it might be good for that. Another problem is the temptation to just keep fiddling with the buttons. Just non-stop fiddling. KTF, my uncle said. Knob twiddling. And guess the F. GLF, he said. Gadget loving. Colin, you were right. Now for some more button pushing. Gadget tweaking. Some more sweating. Some more. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, it'd be great if you hit the like button. As always, there'll be lots of stuff in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions you put in the comments. There'll be a big blue subscribe button popping up there, so my videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along.